Y'all have heard a lot of speeches this weekend, so I'm gonna keep this brief. Good afternoon, graduates, distinguished faculty, honored guests, and fellow droids. My name is Ramesh, and today I'm graduating with degrees in public policy and peace, war, and defense. Mom, all I did was introduce myself. No need to start crying just yet. But today is a momentous day, a day to celebrate our academic achievements, thank our friends, family, and loved ones for supporting us throughout our journeys, and look forward to the adventures that lie ahead. You know, they aren't kidding about the roads in South Carolina. Icy and I can both attest to that. Growing up in SC, when I first came to Chapel Hill, I was astonished by how few potholes there were in the roads, how many highways were actually paved, and how much more expensive gas was. It was a lot of change for me all at once, but UNC helped me handle that change, because if there's one thing we all know as public policy majors, it's change. Government administrations come and go. Laws are instituted and repealed. Lead is discovered in UNC's water supply. It seems that the only thing we can expect in our major is to expect the unexpected. Public policy itself seems to change just as we finish writing our 12-page long policy brief for Professor Summerlin Long. Change is inevitable, and as Shmi Skywalker once said, you can't stop the change any more than you can stop the suns from setting. We've experienced change and uncertainty firsthand. When we first were sent home back in March of 2020, nobody knew just how long we'd be gone from Chapel Hill. Many of us anxiously waited to see if at least one of the 2 billion summer internships we applied for would get back to us. And I would come to Policy 460 with Professor Moulton, terrified of which 80s movie that I probably hadn't seen he would reference that day. But each day, our professors challenged us to learn more, encouraged us to put even more effort into our work, and even though we may not always like change, we are graduating knowing how to anticipate it and learn from it. And as public policy is constantly changing, our major, likewise, constantly challenged us to think about what is and isn't just. The 8-day extensions that Professor McKay gave us on our essays in Policy 340 allowed us to procrastinate and think deeply about justice itself. But what is justice? How can we work towards living just lives or implementing just policies? I don't have an answer, but I do have a path we can take to finding one. Darth Maul once said, justice, there's a lot of Star Wars quotes in here. Darth Maul once said that justice is merely the construct of the current power base. It's a cynical view of the world, but think about it. Our laws today are dramatically different from the laws of 19th century America. The values we hold dear evolve over time and are as much a product of the times as we are. As public policy majors, we are the new power base. We are the future politicians, lawyers, business leaders, civil servants of this country. And as such, our generation will soon get a chance to dictate the terms of what is and isn't just. And so we must look within ourselves and ask, what do we want our new power base to be? What kind of world do we want to grow old in? Will the decisions we make, the paths we choose, and the lifestyles we live build a world that we would want the next generation to inhabit? Our answers may be different, but one thing that should unite us is our desire to live just lives, to spread kindness wherever we go, give back to our communities, and never forget where we came from. And so, as we go forth into the world, remember the words of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Last quote, I promise. Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them. Always seek the truth and question what you see and hear. Anticipate change, but don't fear it, because we've spent 4 years preparing for it. Now, my fellow graduates, let's shape a new power base, build a better future for generations to come, and leave our marks on the galaxy. Thank you.